let's get started. I did see some of you have started tariffs in class today, and that's what we're going to be focusing on in this lesson. So the first thing with tariffs, it's not a new topic. You've done it in grade 10 and 11, and I just want to quickly check what you guys remember from tariffs. Does anyone want to tell me what kinds of tariffs, anything about tariffs that you remember? Yo, Ayavela had that definition locked in already. This is a system of billing of goods and services according to quantity that is required at a specific time. Okay. It's a very in-depth definition. Tandeka, you've raised your hand. Let us hear what you got to say.
I remember electricity tariff,
Good.
water tariff, telephone tariff, and transport.
Okay, so all of them. Well done, Tandeka. So electricity, water tariffs, cell phone. So these are the three common ones I'm sure you guys have dealt with in class already. And then transport tariffs. Okay. Not as popular in grade 10 and 11. It's mainly the first three. And transport, you'll see grade 11, 12-ish. Well done, Tandeka. Thank you for that answer. Charge in rands per measuring unit for a service. Okay, so that's iPhone user. I'm not sure who that is, but that's a very good definition. Well done. Okay, so basically what you get charged per unit for a service being electricity being supplied to you, water, cell phone, or transport services. Okay, so just a quick little diagram. We've got municipal tariffs. So that is our water, electricity, and sewage. Okay, not a common tariff, but I have seen it being asked before. We've got cell phone tariffs, and then we've got our transport tariffs. So you could potentially get a bus tariff, a train tariff, or parking tariff in an exam. So all of these, yeah, you should be exposed to before writing your final, because you could get any one of these. So the main focus today is going to be our water tariffs, because at the end of the day, it's the only one you can really study for. The rest you can just practice a few because the scenario always changes. But water tariffs, there is sort of a calculation in place that you can learn and it will be useful for you. The rest is kind of comprehension type questions. You've got to just understand the situation and the data given to you, and you should be able to answer it. And as long as you practice a lot of questions, you should be fine with tariffs. So going on to the definition, I did get two definitions very similar. So well done to you two. It is the cost in rands per measuring unit for a specific service. They are adjusted yearly to take into consideration inflation and other factors. So basically, tariffs aren't constant. So when you see examples now, those prices can change every year. Okay, so looking at the first one, and I chose water tariffs first because I feel like that is one of the more difficult ones. So let's get started. Water usage is measured in kiloliters, okay, or KL. That means it's 1,000 liters in 1 kiloliter. So it's quite a lot of water. Okay, water is charged according to a sliding scale. I'm sure you've seen this word before. A sliding scale basically means that the more water you use, the higher the rate charged. Okay, okay, so here is an example of a water tariff table. See, I made an error there. Here is an example of a water tariff table. So let's have a quick look at this table. Let's look at all the information that has been presented to us. It says residential, all tariffs are VAT exclusive. So that means they have not included VAT in these prices here. So that's important to take note of. And we know that VAT is 15%. We actually did that in the last lesson. Then you'll see on the left-hand side here, we have different ranges. Okay, and each range has a different price associated with it. Okay, and then this one is set up slightly different because they've given you this information in the middle here. Not many tables actually give you that. So the middle column is basically telling you that in the first range, you are using 6 kiloliters. Okay, in the next range, you only, well, can be charged for 4 kiloliters because it goes from 6 till 10. So it's only 4 kiloliters in that range. They'll be charged at R5.21. Okay, but let's actually do an example so we can understand this table better. So the first example says, using the above table, calculate the cost, including VAT, for 23 kiloliters. Does anyone want to try answer this question? Or like just give us a starting point? Where would I start? Okay, so let me help you out here. So we need to work out the cost for using 23 kiloliters. Okay, Kaya Letu. Okay, we first have to subtract 6. Okay, good. So that is a very good point. So we need to work out 23 kiloliters. The first step you need to do is determine which range it fits into. Okay, is it the first range, second range, third, fourth, fifth, sixth range? Which range does it fit into? Anyone? Okay, so can you see that 23 kiloliters would fall into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th range? Okay. And just something that I like to do, thank you, Bokhansho, is actually cross out, because we're not going all the way to 30, we're going up to 23 kiloliters. So you can obviously do this on your exam page when you get it, you can write on it. So we're going up to 23 kiloliters. Now, when it comes to water tariffs, we always have to start from the first range and work our way down to the range that we are looking at. So that means we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little calculations to work out the total amount. Okay, so let's start with the top range. So remember I said we always have to start at the top and work our way down. So looking at the first range would be our first 6 kiloliters used. They even tell us here the first 6. Okay, so you're using your water. The first 6 kiloliters is going to be free. So we can show that calculation. 6 kiloliters times by 0 rand. Okay, we have now dealt with the first range. You've obviously used more than 6 kiloliters, so we're going to the next range. The next range only goes up to 10 kiloliters. Okay, so we are going to be using 4 kiloliters in this range because it goes up to 10, but we've already been charged for 6. Okay, so we say plus 4 kiloliters times by R5.21. So that's the working out for the second range. Okay, so you'll see that the steps are very similar. So just hang in there if you're still a little bit confused. We go to the third range. The third range only goes up to 15 kiloliters. Okay, that is our next 5 kiloliters. We are using the full 5 in this range because we obviously going to the next range. It is 5 and not 15 because if you add the 6 that we've got here and the 4, that means we've already been charged for 10. So it's only going to be 5 in this next range. 5 times by the price of this range, which is R7.87. Okay, then we go to our next range, which ends at 20. We say 20 minus the 15 we've been charged for in total so far. and that gives us 5 kiloliters. Again, 5 times by the price of that range is 10 Rand, 52 cents. And finally, looking at our last range, we are ending at 23. So we say 23 minus 20, because if we add 6 plus 4, that gives us 10, plus 5, that gives us 15, plus another 5, that gives us 20. We've already been charged for 20 kiloliters so far. So all we have left out of the 23 is 3. So it's going to be plus 3 kiloliters times by the price of that range, which is 13,38. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole sum. Okay. So that's how we work through all the range. The hardest part is working out what is used in each range. Once you know what you're using, all you do is times by the price of that range. Okay. And then all you do is work out each bracket. Because remember, to maximize the marks that we can possibly get, we need to show all our working out. First bracket is 0 Rand. Plus the next bracket equals 20,84. Plus 39,35. So all I'm doing now is just showing you the answers of each bracket, because we like to show all our steps. Okay. And once you work it all out and add it together, you get 187,58. Okay, now just remember, these amounts are VAT exclusive, and they wanted the answer to include VAT. So just a recap on last week's lesson, times by 115% to get our amount including VAT. So if we times by 115%, our final answer is 215,72. Okay, so if you times by 115%, that gives you the amount including VAT already, all in one step. You can also do the long method, where you times by 15%, get your answer, add it back to the original amount. That is also okay. Okay, do we have any questions? Or is everyone happy to maybe try one by themselves? Let me know in the chat if you have a question, or give me a thumbs up or smiley face if you're happy to try one by yourselves. Let's see. Okay, good. Ah, Siwa, hello. Okay, wow, guys. Definitely a lot more positive than I was expecting. This is great. All right. Good. All smiley faces and thumbs up. So here is one for you to try on your own. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Okay, so it's the same table. So we haven't changed that. We've just changed how much. And again, I want you to include VAT, please. Tandeka, can you try? Yeah, you can try. And if you want, you can also let us know your answer at the end and how you got there if you want to.
I'm excited to see everyone's answer. Everyone is just so happy about this calculation. Can't wait.
Yeah, same. Haven't seen so many happy faces in the beginning in a long time.
Ayavela says, ma'am, I'm still a little bit lost on the calculating, but I'll try with this. I love that spirit.
Yes. Okay, so just try, because then at least you can figure out where you went wrong and actually learn from your own mistakes, which is actually the best way to learn and figure something out. So just try. So in case we may have forgotten the starting point, remember, always determine the range it falls into first. Okay, remember we work from the top range to the range we are working towards.
I'm seeing so many serious faces. I just know we're going to get brilliant answers.
Can I see the example again? Sure. It'll just be quick because I know people need the table to, if it helps, who was it again? Ashleen. Maybe take a quick screenshot. Okay. Sipiwe, Kia will help send links towards the end of the lesson of the past lessons. Okay, so towards the end, we'll try and send it to you. I see Nomple and Kayaletu have given me an answer. Oh my gosh, and you guys got it right. Well done. Okay, Tandeka, let me hear your answer. Sisanda, also show me in the chat. Solomon, don't stress. We'll just fit right in. We just tried one example by ourselves now. But you can see how we do it. Nice, guys. You really are picking this up. Kelo and Tandeka, those answers are correct.
I told you, we're going to get brilliant answers. I called it.
Okay, Sisanda, let's go through this together, everyone, and then we can check where we maybe went wrong. Okay, Caitlin, I see your comment, you're in the chat. Don't stress. If the way you normally do it works better and you get the same answer, that is totally okay. It doesn't matter how you get the answer in Mathslit, as long as you get to the answer. Okay, so there's various methods for most topics. Pick the one that makes sense to you and just run with it. Okay, Sisanda, let's go through this and we can check where we went wrong. Okay, Ayavela, sure.
I will unmute you, Ayavela.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm a bit lost on you see when you start to add all of the calculations, and then when you get to the where is it? But like, ma'am, when you get to the last calculation and you were supposed to minus and get the 19 because it can't overlap to 20 kilometers, like I'm lost there.
Okay, so can we go through it, and then when I get to 19, I'll just explain that again, and
Okay,
then
thank you, ma'am.
just let me know if you still don't understand. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Kansho, I see that you. Okay, we'll check now. Okay, guys. So first step, I'm firstly very impressed with the answer. So well done. First step is to determine the range, which I've already shown you on the screen. It's 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth range. We're not going all the way to 20. The person is only using 19 kiloliters. So I crossed out 20 just to remind myself that I'm stopping at 19, because if I don't do that, I tend to carry on going. Okay, so that means, because it's in the 1, 2, 3, fourth range, that means I'm going to have 4 brackets, 4 calculations, because we need to have a calculation per range. So remember, we always start from the top. So this person got their first 6 kiloliters free. So for the first bracket, it's 6 times by 0, because it is free. Then the next range. So this is also another way that I like to do the calculations. I take my 10 and I minus the 6 I've just been charged for. So I've got 10, but I've already been charged for 6. So that means I'm only being charged for 4 kiloliters in this range. Okay, 4 times the price. Okay, then I go to the next range, 15. I say 15 minus 10. Because now so far I have been charged for 10. It was 6 in the first bracket, 4 in the second bracket. So 15 minus 10 means I'm only going to be charged for 5 in this range. So 5 times by the price of the range. All right. And then we get to the last bracket. Okay, it is 19. So I say 19 minus 15. So I always actually use the ranges on the side there to do my calculations. 19 minus the number above it, which is 15, which is 4. If we're going to 20, it would be 5 kiloliters, but we're not. So it is 4 times the price of 10 Rand 52. Okay, and then because we always get lots of method marks, we show our answers for each bracket. So Bukansho, maybe just check here because your decimals were slightly off. Okay, the final answer will, well, before tax, that, should I say, is 102.27. I then need to add that, so I do it all in one step by saying times by 115%. So the cost for water, for this person's water for the month, will be 117 Rand 61 cents, which most of you did get. Bokansho, did you see what you did there? So your decimals are slightly off. I think it was your second last bracket. Steffi, yes, well done. Welcome, Steffi. Welcome to the chat. Nice, guys. Well done. I'm so impressed. Are there any questions? Is it?
Buhanzo says,
sorry, yeah, Kia?
Buhanzo says they can see that they typed the wrong amount in the calculator too.
Okay. At least you're understanding it was just a typing error. Ayavela, does it make more sense when we got to the 19? And Rafael, where I see you said your last been struggling with the network. Okay, good. Ayavela, glad that makes more sense. I'm glad you're back, Steffi. And back to Rafael, where just try your best to try and stay with us, even if it means you have to take a few screenshots before you lose connection again. And if it gets really bad, you can always go back onto our website and just rewatch this video. Okay, but I hope that the problems are sorted out now and we have good luck for the rest. Okay. Joyce also struggling with network. Okay, Caitlin, great. So you can use whatever method you want, as long as it makes sense to you and you're comfortable with it. Good, no issues with it. Okay, so now let's try another one. I've given you a slightly different tariff table. And it says, using the below table, determine the cost of using the following amounts of water. So the first one is 14 kiloliters, then 26 kiloliters, then 33. So I'm going to ask you guys, because you clearly are so confident and comfortable with this, please can you do A for me quickly? I'm going to give you about 2 minutes. And just keep your answers quickly to yourselves, and I'll let you know when you can release them. Let us know if you need help. You can raise your hand or let us know in the chat.
Bianca says, I'm really struggling with tariffs. I know the first step, but once it goes down, I lose calculations. I don't know which step I must stop so it can give me the correct answer.
What do you mean about you don't know which step you must stop? So you don't know when to stop doing calculations. Is that what you're asking?
Or Bianca, we can just unmute you and then you can explain to us what you are struggling with. Would you maybe be more comfortable with that?
And also don't be shy, because there might be a few others who are also thinking the same thing and are too shy to ask. So
True.
okay, so Bianca, when you're ready to ask, maybe after an explanation, another explanation, going through it will help. Rest of you, if you are ready to send me your answers, let's go. There we go.
Fast fingers, as always.
Oh, okay. So I'm seeing very different answers this time, though.
Tandeka has her hand up.
Tandeka, let us hear.
So, ma'am, it's necessary to round off your answer to 2 decimal places.
Yes, yes, please. Money always has to be 2 decimal places, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay. Okay, so I see I did not clarify about including VAT. So I'm seeing some answers without VAT added and some answers with VAT added. So that's fine because it means you understand the tariff side of things. So it's just adding VAT or not. I should have specified though to add VAT. So yes, so if you didn't, that's not on you, that's on me. So let's quickly check how we did this. Does anyone want to walk us through it? Anyone feeling confident? You know, my usuals, Ayabonga, Sila, Bokancho, Tandeka. Do you want to let us know? You guys are normally brave and quick. Tandeka, yes.
Okay, ma'am. I said 6 kiloliter multiplied by 0 rands. Then I put them on the brackets. Then I say plus 4 multiplied by 5,21. Then I put them in the brackets. Then I say plus. It says 4 multiplied by 7,87. Then I say is equals to I multiply all those numbers, I put them in the brackets. I got 0 rands. Then I say plus 20,84. Then I say plus 31,48. Then it's equals to 52,32. Then I multiply by 1,15% of rate. Then it gave me 60,17.
Okay, well done, Tandeka. That was brilliant. Thank you so much. And then Azza, I see you also wanted to try, so maybe the next one you can help us with. But well done, Tandeka. And thank you, Azza, for volunteering. I'm definitely going to ask you again. Sorry, oh, I need to write the answer. It was 60. Who asked about the rounding? Was it you, Tandeka? No, I can't remember. 60,168. Okay, rounded to 2 decimal places. I know we struggled with the rounding last week a little bit. Okay, we look next to the 60 because we want 2 decimal places. It's higher than 5, so it goes up. So that's why it's 60,17. Okay, but well done. So just to clarify there quickly, we were working out 14 kiloliters, so it was quite a nice short one. We were in the 3rd range. We didn't go all the way to 15, we go to 14. So we only have 1, 2, 3 brackets, which you can see Tandeka did very beautifully over here. 3 sets of working out. Now remember, the first range is always going to be the full range of 6. Then to get this 4 in the second bracket, you take the 10 in the second range minus the 6 we've been charged for. That gives you 4. Then to get the 4 in the third bracket, you look at your 14 because that's where we're going up to, minus the 10 above it. That's just one trick I always use as well. So I just say 14 in my table over here. I circle my 14, put an arrow by the 10. 14 minus 10 is 4, and then I know that is the amount of kiloliters in my third brackets. Okay. Azza, you can ask your question.
Ma'am, I realized my mistake because I said 15 minus the 10 instead of the 14 minus the 10.
Okay, yes, no, that happens more often than you think. So yeah, rather make that mistake now when you practice than in your exam. So that's why I always actually cross it out and write the 14 wherever I'm going to, because I always make that mistake too. So good. I'm glad you figured it out. Okay, guys, let's try for 26 kiloliters. And please include that for me. Also, guys, it would be helpful if you can screenshot maybe, if you're struggling to write this all down. Okay, refill with which 4 from that third bracket that we had?
I think it might be the last one.
Okay, that's good. As long as things are starting to make sense, that's the whole reason we have this. Yeah, please include VAT because the prices that I've given you exclude VAT. It tells us in that table over here. So please include VAT for me.
I see some of you, your names are like Zoom users or iPhone or anything like that. If you could just send me a private message, texting me your name so that I can change it for you. We would really love to address you by your name. Tandeka even provided us with a calculation. I love it.
Tisanda, you're done. Okay, let me know what your answer is. Tandeka, okay, let me check your working out. Just check your first brackets, Tandeka. Might just be a typo there. And your last brackets. Nice, Isanda, good. Okay, Ethan. Okay, we're gonna need to check what you did wrong there. Not far off. Okay, good. I'm seeing great answers. Kailetu, that's correct. Siwa, well done. Sisanda, well done. Ukelo, Ayabunga, slightly off. Oh, Tandeka, keyboard mistake. Nice, Solomon. Nice, Steffi. Skulelo, well done. Okay. Anyone want to walk us through it? Azza, do you want to go? Me. Who's me? I just see Zoom user.
Please just raise your hand. I will unmute you.
Okay, so Azza, you are also Zoom user. Okay, unmute yourself, Azza, or here, it's under Zoom user.
Okay, muted. Muted.
Okay, so who's speaking now?
Azza, ma'am.
Azza, okay. Are you going to tell us what you did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so before you let us have it, first tell me quickly which range does this amount fall into? First, second,
The first
third,
one, ma'am.
fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay, cross out the 30 there, and I write 26. All right, let us hear it.
Ma'am, so I said 6 times 0.
Okay. What's
And
our
then
first?
And then I said plus the 4 times 5, 21.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said 5. Then plus 5 times 7,87.
Uh-huh.
And then I said plus 5 times 10,52.
Okay, good.
And then I said 6. And then I said 6 times 13,38.
Okay, good. 6 times 13,38. So before you give me the answers there, I just want to quickly explain to the rest that are listening. Okay, because we are in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th range, we need to have 5 brackets. Okay, 5 different calculations for each range. And then just remember, first range is always our 6. Then for the second range, we take out 10 minus 6, which gives us 4. We then, in the next range, take out 15 minus the 10, gives us 5. Then the fourth range, we look at the 20 kiloliters minus the 15 that we've been charged for already, which gives us 5 kiloliters. In our last range, we went up to 26, so 26 minus the 20. That's why we got 6 in that bracket, that last bracket. Okay, Azza, carry on. What were
And
our...
then the first bracket is 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second bracket is 20,84.
Yeah.
The third bracket is 39,35. The fourth bracket is 52,6. And then the sixth bracket is 80,28.
Okay, good. Just a quick reminder to everyone. In your calculator for the second last bracket, it would have given you an answer of 52,6 in your calculator. Okay, because we're dealing with money, we need to include that 0. Okay, it's not too important now, but if that was your final answer, you would definitely have to include the 0 so we can see 2 decimal places. Okay, so just a side note there. Okay, as I carry on, doing so
And
well.
then my answer was 193.07,07.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the amount before that, and then?
And then I times it by 115%.
Good.
And then it gave me 222,03.
Good. Well done. Thank you so much for offering to explain that to us. You did that perfectly. Thank you so much, Azza.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Ayavela, ma'am, I finally got it. Great. Okay, so let's see in the next one. Let's perfect it now that it finally clicked. Ayabonga, did you see what you did wrong? Because I know you were just slightly off, but I can't see your calculations. Okay, good. Okay, so we're learning from our mistakes. So Casney, I see your message. I will explain to you now. I'm just going to get everyone started on the next one. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a different table. And I want you just to take note of what I'm about to highlight. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. And I want you to please try A and B so long. Because it should be quick. Casney, can you tell me specifically what you're not understanding? Is it working out how many kiloliters per range? I see, sorry, I see that your hand is raised. You still want to say something? Okay, so Cassie, let's just look at the current table. I'm just going to use a random amount. Okay, so the rest of you can carry on with what you're doing. Don't look at what I'm doing. It's slightly different. Okay, so Cassie, let's say, for example, we want to work out the price for 32 kiloliters, right? Using the table given to us. You are going to firstly determine which range that falls into. So 32 fits in between 30 and 60. We're not going to go all the way to 60, so I always cross it out and I write where we're going to end. We always work from the top downwards to the range that we're looking at, okay? So we need to work our way down. So in the first range, it says 0 to 6. So for the first 6 kiloliters, generally, it is free. Okay, so we say 6 times 0. So that's normally our first bracket. Tandeka, you are correct. Sorry, Kasni. So then we look at the next range. The next range goes up to 20, but we've already been charged for 6. So we always say 20 minus what we've been charged for already, which is 6. So 20 minus 6 is 14. So the next one would be 14 times by the price of that range, which is 6,48. Plus, we look at the next range, it goes up to 30. But you can see this range starts at 20 because we've already been charged for 20. So we say 30 minus the 20 we've been charged for, which is 10. So that's why we say 10 in the brackets times by the price. Then the last one is 32. We're only going up to 32. So I say 32, and you can see the range started at 30 because we've already been charged for 30 kiloliters that's been used so far. So we say 32 minus 30, which will give us 2 times the price of that range. And then we do our calculations as per normal. I hope that helped. So just remember, we're always minusing the start of the range pretty much. So if looking at the third one again, the range starts at 20. But we're going up to 30. So we say 30 minus the 20 because we've already been charged for 20. Good, glad. Okay, Kylie, 2. Check your answer now. Don't worry, Joyce, we understand. Network is always an issue, so don't stress. And yes, don't stress, Steffi. As long as you get in the work, that is all that matters. Okay. So let's go through A, guys. I can see 2 answers there already. That was a nice and quick one. I feel like sometimes you might think it's a trick question. What did we get for A? A is 0. Good, because 5 kiloliters is in that first range. That first range is free. So it is 0. Good. Okay, let's look at B. You guys are really killing it today. I'm so impressed and proud of you. I really hope that you get water tariffs in all your exams. Okay, good, Solomon. All right, B. Is there anyone that wants to walk us through B? Who hasn't had a chance? Maybe Asipe? Yeah, Asipe, are you still with us? I just saw you disappear now. Asipe, do you want to try?
Wow, no one wants to talk to us. Oh, there's a CP.
Let us hear it.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So for B, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So for B, I said 6 times 0 in brackets plus 8 times 6,48 in brackets.
Okay, times 6,48. So just quickly, for those of you that might not know how we got 8, we said, because remember, the 14 fell into this range. We don't go all the way to 20. We're going up to 14. So we're saying 14 minus the 6 we've already been charged for, which gives us 8. Okay, good. Yes. And then you got what?
I said 0 plus 51,84.
84. Okay.
equals to
51,84. We stop right there because that is already included. Thank you, Bukhancho, for pointing that out. Sipe, still everything else was great up until that point with that, but not a major issue. Thank you so much, guys.